say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen brought to you by Woods Equipment Company has every tool you need to make working the land as rewarding as hunting. L81 Bottling Company. Taste, love, and share the tradition. Rose Farm Supply. Family farming and commitment to our customers since 1982. Housewarmings, meeting all of your outdoor living and fireplace needs.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen at our new Country Kitchen headquarters up here at the Harvest Cabin. We're going to visit with the Harvest Cabin folks in a little bit. But first, you know, it was a rough winter. A lot of people lost a lot of beehives with that really cold temperatures we had. I found out recently that I didn't have that problem. In fact, I had too many bees. What do you do when you have too many bees? We'll show you in just a second. But first up, let's go do some cooking on the Salt Rock. John Tucker.
Tim.
In the Harvest Cabin. What do you think?
Cabin's amazing.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, glad to finally get up here. This is beautiful.
I mean, we're back, you know, we don't have running water up here. So if you need to wash your hands, we got the more stuff.
Yeah.
The dry sink.
Just the way I grew up, I feel like I'm back home.
You know what? You're with Salt Rocks. And let's go back to how we met. We were at the Incredible Food Show. And you said, hey, Farmer, come here. I want you to try something. And so I walked up and I'm looking at this thing, which I saw on TV before. And I was fascinated by the whole concept. And you had some pork. And you said, here, try this. So I tried it. I thought, man, that's delicious. And I said, what'd you season it with? You said, no, you don't understand. That is the seasoning. Can we recreate what you did that day?
Absolutely. It's a piece of cake. First thing we do is get a salt block, heat it up nice and hot.
And it's a brand new one?
Brand new. This is brand new. So it's the easiest thing. There's really no learning curve at all. You heat it up good and hot. The hotter that you cook, the better it works. So 400 degrees to 500 degrees, that's the best zone. The next thing is use a little bit of oil. Doesn't take much. At first you're a little liberal. We're going to go easy today because we're operating on this omelet burner, and so we'll go with just a little bit, spread it around, that's it. Now you're cooking with the salt, and basically what it's going to do is bring out all the natural flavors of the food itself. You don't need any other seasoning because all that flavor that's in that onion right there, it's going to pop it and bring it out and make it amazing.
I don't know what's going on here, but it won't burn meat.
Won't burn it.
And I'm a little, you know, I tend to turn my back and go do something and forget about what I got going on. I left some kebabs on the burner one time. Came back way too late. Guess what? Still
perfect.
Perfect. Pink on the inside.
Yeah, you know, I've gotten to know you a little bit now, and I know how much you love the rare, super rare.
Yeah.
But we can hit medium rare, medium. I've had a pork chop on here for over an hour, 500 degrees. You'll slice that, bite into it, and it's amazing. You can't believe it. It will cook it to a more and more done degree, but it will never overcook it. And it certainly won't burn.
You're a Kentuckian.
Yes.
You're bringing this salt in to Kentucky. This is all the work is done here and around. There's something interesting about this block, though. There are other products out here kind of like this, but there's a danger factor in some of these other blocks. You have figured out a way to make these so they don't pop or crack or fly into pieces while they're in the oven or on the stovetop.
I think that's part of being from Kentucky. To me, it was important.
Right.
When you heat a salt block up to 400 degrees or hotter, it can explode. But the problem is it doesn't work well till you get hot.
Right.
So now we have a situation, and I love this thing. It's amazing, and it's like I've got to solve it. Took 2 years, but we got on it. We worked every day for 2 years till we finally figured out the physics of what's going on here. So we came up with a curing procedure, and most importantly,
no
high
chemicals.
temperature, no chemicals at all. It's a curing thing, but with a 700-degree test procedure at the end to verify each and every single block is safe. And the Salt Rocks brand is the only one that's done that.
So this, it's not going to happen.
Never, ever.
And I like that.
And with that, because we've developed the exact right way to cook nice and hot, it won't wear.
Right.
It's just like your cast iron skillet. What you do is treat it like a cast iron skillet. You never wash it. Just give it a little scrape every now and then. Use plenty of oil when you're cooking and cook hot, just like a cast iron skillet. And as it cures and seasons itself, it'll begin to look like a cast iron skillet. This one's brand new, but it's going to take on a black patina and get smooth and wonderful, and then it's bulletproof.
So the longer you use them, the better they get. They season up. But you do have to use the oil.
The oil actually, just like a cast iron skillet, saturates the material. And so that repels any of the dissolving juices. It makes it work. And once that block fills up with the oil, then it's bulletproof. Now this is not cooking rocket science.
Right.
But that is the one little bit of technicality you need to know. You want an oil that can take the heat. So an olive oil is going to only be about 250 degrees, 300 degrees is its maximum temperature before it starts cooking away. Grapeseed oil, avocado oil, canola oil, those are made for cooking at high temperatures. 500 degrees, 400 degrees, that's where you want to be. So you need a good quality oil that can take the heat. Everyone can see this is raw mushrooms and raw onion on a salt rock. No ingredients of any kind other than the oil. The salt block can be used anywhere. You can put an open campfire, just a little grate in there to get it off the coals, and so you can use it in a campfire, any grill, gas, charcoal, electric, your stovetop, your oven, anywhere you can get this guy up to 400 degrees. The Himalayan salt has absolutely no chemicals added, 84 trace minerals that are amazing for your body. But when you're cooking on a salt block properly, it's very hot. You're not adding salt to the food. And we know this because people with salt-sensitive diets, they don't taste the salt. It's not present. And the block won't wear over time if you're cooking good and hot. Now, if you come down under 400 degrees and you like a salt addition to the food, you can do that. You're welcome to do it. And it'll start to wear, and that's okay. It's not a problem.
We got your jalapenos. We got mushrooms, we got onions, we got jalapenos.
What I've done, that avocado oil is going to take that heat in.
Uh-huh.
And so we'll throw these pork chops on. And you can see this is good and hot. We're probably 450 degrees right there. And it's really that simple. You know, we have infrared thermometers we can use in your rookie phase when you're trying to tune in, but really that sizzle is what you're looking for. And that's a good 400 to 450 sizzle, and if you get that really, you're close to 500. So as long as you're hearing that good sizzle, you're exactly right. That's all you have to do. I'm not a chef. I don't cook. In fact, other than this, I don't even know how to cook. All that stuff they talk about, how heat caramelizes things, that's like nothing to me. One of our mottos is we turn the grillin' dud into the grillin' stud. The way you use it is so simple and so easy. And then now these guys are going to sit and cook, and we're going to get a little bit of that heat from those jalapenos in there.
What would you estimate this would take? I mean, they're already, I can see they're already turning white almost the middle up. How long is it going to take?
Well, that's always going to depend on the thickness of the meat and how hot we are. These guys are going to take about 2 or 3 minutes on each side. So we can go ahead and flip these, and you can see.
Man, sorry, look
at the 450, we're going to get just a nice, even cooking on there. If we were closer to 500 degrees, it's going to sear it, and you're going to start seeing it to turn brown. But this is just perfect. The negative ions given off from the salt actually break down the connective tissues of the meat and make it more tender while at the same time retaining the juices. And that's why it works.
You said you even cooked pancakes on this.
Absolutely. Chocolate chip cookies, pancakes, eggs are amazing. You know what the cool thing about eggs? I'm a country boy, just like you. I don't like store-bought eggs. I don't eat store-bought eggs. This makes a store-bought egg taste like your favorite chicken eggs out in your backyard. Yeah. So on a salt rock, it just brings the natural flavors out and more powerful. It just rises them.
You know, now that you mention that, I'm going to have to cook breakfast on this thing. So next time you see us cooking on it, I'm going to be doing eggs.
Now, of course, You know, they've changed the temperature on our pork chops. You know, we can go medium rare easily on pork chops now, but this guy is super well done, and that's going to be amazing.
This is ready to roll.
That is ready to roll.
Oh my goodness.
You know the country boys, they're the ones eating with their hands.
Yeah.
And see how the heat's just like almost not there. It just sneaks in.
All right, that's what I remember. That's what sold me. And you know what? Next time you come on, we were talking about a slider. Could you not put your bun on there as well and get it ready?
A little butter, drop it on, toast it up, perfect.
Thank you very much. Man, I'm telling you what, that pork was absolutely wonderful, perfectly seasoned. Now let's switch gears and talk about the bees. It was a rough winter, like I said. Let's check on mine and see how they're doing. All right, we said we'd come back with some more stuff. We looked at the bees from all outside appearances, Alan. You think we got some pretty good stuff going on here?
The hive looks wonderful.
I like to hear that.
Plenty of bees in there.
Was it a rough winter?
Oh, it was a bad winter. A lot of it this winter is when, you know, you'd have the 20-degree days, then it would warm up for 3 or 4 days. I'd actually see my bees flying, and then back down to 18 degrees for a week. So they're breaking cluster. And then when that temperature drops, a lot of times, you know, you're going to lose your bees.
Now, what's he looking for right now?
Well, what we're doing now, he's pulling the frames up, kind of looking for eggs and the queen to see if she's actually moved in the top box. If she is gone to the top box, you want to put her back down in the bottom. Because if not, when she gets that filled up, when you put your super on, she'll just keep moving up, and you don't want the queen up in your super.
Why don't you want her in your super?
She'll lay eggs. They'll just make brood. Won't store honey. They'll just do brood. Your top box is full of brood.
Is that bad?
No, it's a good thing. I mean, that's what it should do, because in the winter, as they eat the honey and they move up, she'll move up. And then once she starts laying in the spring again, she's just looking for empty cells to start laying in. She's not going to go back down. The queen cell is that peanut-looking thing right there. What they'll do is they'll draw that cell out. It's a lot bigger than the other cells. The queen will lay an egg in there, and it'll produce a queen.
Now, you've been around this hive, and I've been around this hive. I have mowed right next to it. For some reason, they seem to be pretty docile bunch.
They're calm bees. They are really calm. What they're concentrating on right now with the hive being tore apart is that right now they're gorging themselves on what honey's in there. In case it gets destroyed, that way they could pack up and leave somewhere, and they've all got their bellies full.
Now, what's he doing right now?
What he's doing now is he's cleaning all that extra comb off of it. That way, you know, you want to keep your boxes cleaned up. If not, they'll actually just glue them all together, and you'll never get them apart.
So what happens now? Next week we're going to get together and we're going to do what?
Well, we'll get another box, have it frames and everything ready to go in it, and what we'll do is we'll pull out maybe half of these frames with bees on them, with brood, put in that box. We go buy a queen, put in the other box, and she'll just take over, start laying in there, and you'll have basically take one box and make 2.
Alan's grabbing a super.
Putting the super on, so they'll have somewhere to start storing honey. These frames never being used before, they'll still need to draw them out, so it'll give them something to do, kind of keep them busy.
I'm very happy.
Glad.
My bees are happy.
They're wonderful.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're making babies, which means more workers.
More bees, more honey.
I can imagine the first batch of honey that comes off of your own hive.
The first time you pull a super, it was for me. The first time I pulled it, I mean, it's almost like, you know, your first child. I mean, it's just the most amazing. I mean, I posted on Facebook.
You kind of, come on, honey, don't touch it.
Yeah, it's like my first jar that I actually put up, my first jar and dated it. I mean, you know, I was really proud of it because, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into this.
You know, and the amazing thing about honey is it has all kinds of healing qualities, good for allergies. It's the perfect food, and it lasts forever. It's unreal. Next time you see us together, we're going to take this hive and split it.
We're going to get you involved this next time.
Next time I'm putting on my suit. I am your father.
You get to have the suit on.
I'll have the suit on. We're going to go in after the bees, and we're going to split this hive. So that means more honey.
Oh, yeah.
Since I've got happy bees, we should have happier, more bees.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The happier you keep the bees, the better off you are.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hi, I'm Lardo.
And I'm Burley.
And we're the Moron Brothers. Got a frog in my throat.
everybody's crazy about the Harvest Cabin, asking me all kinds of questions. Well, let's shed some light on it right now. All right, we have strayed from our Kentucky home. We're in Waterloo Township in Michigan with Mark Olenek from Harvest Energy Solutions. Now, you know, people have seen us in our cool little cabin and they want to know where in the world the cabin came from. Well, tell us.
People wanted to get away from the ho-hum of their lives and we thought the cabin would be a great idea. I've seen a lot of them, and lucky enough we found an Amish family and we decided that they would be building cabins for us. They now are exclusively supplying cabins for us, and here we are.
You know what? My original intent for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen was to find that place, and we didn't know where it was exactly, but we wanted to have that place where we could have that traditional kitchen that I used to go see at my great-grandmother's house, who, by the way, she had an outhouse. She didn't have electricity until way after everybody else had it. But to be able to go out to this cabin, even though it's just on the back 40, to get away, we don't allow technology up there for the most part. Now, there's a plug-in on the side. We can plug up and have all the electricity we want up there, but that thing can sustain itself just by sitting there, and we can go there and get away from every telephone ringing, every computer for a while, and remember what it was like back in the day.
And that's exactly what we had in mind. We can create these cabins from about the size of 10 to 20 feet to 12 to 32. That's about as big as we can haul down the road.
Right.
The porch folds up. We delivered yours, obviously, and we all enjoyed that day. But it's ideal for the person that loves the outdoors, for the farmers to put down by the pond so the kids can enjoy it, go there, relax, and spend the day.
Now, you like me are in business with your family, and I have Nikki. Who do you have?
My wife is Wendy, and she is way into this just like we are.
Wendy.
Tim.
I have a feeling that y'all's business is kind of like ours. It's family run, but you're probably the boss.
I am.
That's what I thought. Nikki tells me where to go, what to do, who I am, what I'm doing. If it wasn't for her, I couldn't do this. Tell us about how much of your family is involved in this business.
Harvest Energy Solutions is run by my husband Mark, myself, and our son Lucas, who's our head of engineering, and hopefully someday more of the kids will join us.
Let's talk about how you all got this thing started, and how did this whole thing begin?
Started back in about 2006. My husband actually got into it first, was involved with wind turbines, ended up getting into solar, and now more of the sustainability and getting into log cabins.
How much do you see this changing the world in the next 5 to 10 years?
Especially for us here in the United States, a lot. There's a lot more incentives available, which makes it more financially capable. It's obviously here on the farm, it's changing everything for us. We run everything off of wind and off of solar here. The cabins can also have solar on them, so basically they can be self-sustaining.
So some people may say that would make you off the grid, but to me it's more like you're on the grid at that point when you get set up like that.
We are. We can actually run either way.
Yeah.
Currently we're set up on the grid, but if we ever wanted to or needed to, we definitely could convert it and be self-sustainable here on the farm.
Tell us about the log cabins.
Log cabins were interesting. It was a brainchild of my husband's. Originally it was going to be where we would do more of the solar aspect of it. It's a place for families, people such as yourself, to go out and get away from the rest of the world.
When you absolutely have to get away.
You have to get away.
And sometimes you do. You need to set everything down. You see these kids all the time. You go to a restaurant and you see whole families doing this.
Oh yeah, nobody's talking.
You go to the house and we're all sitting on our computers. Sometimes we have to step away from that. We're going to do all our canning there. We're going to be shucking our corn on the front porch, cracking our beans, canning in that cabin. That is such a cool place, and we thank you so much for becoming a part of our team.
Yeah.
And looking forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, Tim.
Mm-hmm. Now, recently we kicked off the summer with a little bit of shopping, a little bit of sampling, a little bit of music.
So yeah, you got like a bluegrass band and 84,000 million people out here, and it smells heavenly. What's going on?
Well, we are just having a kickoff to summer here. Restless Lake String Band is the bluegrass band's playing. Mark's Berry Farm is here grilling out meat.
What are you doing, Tim? What are you doing, Cliff Swain from Mark's Berry Farms? What are you cooking today?
Working hard. We're making sliders out of our 100% locally grown grass-fed beef.
Tell us about Mark's Berry Farms real quick.
Well, we're in Lancaster, Kentucky, and we work with local farmers who raise their animals according to our guidelines. No antibiotics, growth hormones, steroids ever, and they raise them. We buy them from them and process them at our facility there in Lancaster, make them available to the public through Good Foods Coop and local restaurants.
This is one of the places you can buy their stuff.
Fresh beef here every week.
I snuck in.
Down the hatch.
Thank you, man.
We love Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
We'll have more events like this throughout the summer, so people can go to our website, go to Facebook to stay up to date on the next time that we do some kind of sampling, and they're always more than welcome to come.
Well, would you mind if I go around here and just graze?
We would love for you to go around.
I've already had some fried cheese and green fried tomatoes, so there's a lot left for me to sample.
Exactly.
And I guess this is just appreciation for the folks that come in here and to give them an idea what they can do with some of the stuff they buy here.
Exactly. And it's just kind of like, yes, it's exactly. It's a welcome to the co-op for those who have never been to the co-op, never shopped us before. But it's also, just like you said, it's appreciation for those who do support local farmers and growers. You know, the thing we just love to reiterate is, 50 cents of every dollar that is spent here stays in the local community, which is just fantastic.
That is cool. Thank you so much for talking with us. We're going to go chow.
Save me a bite.
All right.
Now check out our Facebook page, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Like it, see what we're doing, where we're going. Also check out timfarmerscountrykitchen.com for recipes, shows you might have missed, and lots of fun. Now, a lot of folks have been asking for the cowboy cooking segment, so I guess what we got some coming up. But until next week, hope you're having fun in your kitchen. It's all about good times, good friends, good eats. See you right back here next week.
To order a cookbook or DVD of the show, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com.
Chrisman Mill Vineyards, Good Foods Co-op, Kinco Farm Fence Supplies, Kentucky Beer Cheese, Polecat Custom Smokers, Tater Knob Pottery and Farm, Weisenberger Mill, and Tim Farmer Productions. Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen brought to you by Kentucky Sheep and Goat Development Office. Try something different tonight. Salt Rocks, the flavor of life. Harvest Energy Solutions, Harvest Cabins, when you absolutely have to get away.